The nice thing about today is it's kind of going back and I'm just reviewing, all right, how to solve inequalities. And I mean what I said earlier, guys. You got to speak up, man. Some of you just have to speak up, all right? And you have to do the work, all right? There is no escape, like I said. And the longer you put off doing the work, the harder it is, all right? Every extra lesson that we do, the next lesson, makes the last one harder. All right, you have to do the problems. All right, so come on. All right, I don't want to give anybody bad grade. Some of you are heading that direction if you don't get busy. All right, now, today, compound inequalities. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab 1 and 2. We'll just pull them down and we'll talk about them. All right. And again, not that difficult. All right. So here we go. You have to know the difference between an and statement and an or statement. And statement. Listen. And means it's true for both of them. All right. Or can be true for one or the other. It can actually be true for both. All right. But generally an or statement would be something like, I'm either greater than 3 or I'm less than -2. An and statement would be, I'm less than 5 and I'm greater than 0. All right, that's how you can describe a number. All right, so that's what we're trying to show you today. All right, so let's take a quick look at this now. All right, come on, Thomas, I want you focusing in now. All right, so we have to solve number 1. All right. Now, in order to solve number 1, this is a really good review problem. All right, I have to get rid of -8, so I have to do what? Add 8. Now, I don't really want you putting +8 and +8. I just want you to know that's what we do. All right, so if I add 8 to both sides, I end up with what on the left side? Come on, speak up. 4 + 8, guys. Come on now. 12. So it says 12 is less than or equal to P. Now, for those of you guys who are just trying to get serious now after, 2 or 3 days of being lazy, all right, now you got to listen to me. If 12 is less than or equal to P, we put the variable first. What is P in relationship to 12? Tell me.
P
would be?
Oh, -3.
No. I want to switch the order. So if I put P first, that would make what? That's exactly right. It would make it greater than or equal to 12. When you switch the order, you switch the sign. And I try to demonstrate why do you do that, just in case you get confused. I'm going to give you an example. 2 is greater than 1. But if I switch the order, you would say 1 is what? Less than 2. That's how I remembered that detail. What?
I thought you have to make the 12 negative.
No, all I did was, this is what you're not listening to. Do you agree? 2 is greater than 1.
Yeah.
So if I rewrite it, keeping the numbers the same, what do I do to the inequality sign? That's what I'm trying to teach you. All right? That's better work today. All right? Now, finish off. P minus 14 is less than or equal to 2. So what do I do for that? Add 14 to both sides. And when I do that, I end up with, thank you, P is less than or equal to 16. Okay? So now what I want to do is I'm now going to draw this on a number line so you can see what's going on. All right? So on this number line, here we go. I am 12 here, and I'm 16 over here. Greater than or equal to 12 is a solid dot going to the what? Going to the right. Less than or equal to 16, solid dot going where? To the left. So that means the solution is everything between what? 12 and 16. Now, what I'm telling you right here, listen to me, now I'm going to highlight something here. All of these numbers are both greater than 12 and less than 16. I don't think that's a hard concept, but for whatever reason, that's really difficult for some kids. I have no idea why. All right? If it's an and statement, most of the time they'll be running towards each other. So it'll be everything in between. All right? Now, if I ask you to graph this, or not graph this, but if I ask you to use interval notation, it would simply be a bracket at what? 12. And then I'm going all the way to what? 12 to 16 with a bracket. To me, that's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. You good with this explanation? 8. One now. Those of you guys who, I'm trying to concentrate on those of you guys who struggle with the IXL. If I'm not clear, you got to tell me now. Ian, are you good with that? What?
So when you do a 12
Right?
why is it not, is that on the left? On the left
So I'm not sure if I understand your question, but I'm going to try to see. All I did was I solved this equation and got this answer. Do you agree? So then when I switch it, I have to switch this. You okay with that? And then I had a second equation where I had to solve this. And I just got this. Now because it's an and statement, right, we say it's everything between those two. It's greater than 12 and it's less than what? 16. What?
So when you have an and statement, is it always going to be?
No, listen to me. I try to tell kids all the time, listen. That's why I sometimes say like 90% of the time, 95% of the time. But I can have and solutions that are no solution. I can have ands that go in the same direction, right? Those are all just different types of problems that we're going to hopefully get to. I'm going to try to be able to explain to you, okay? But right now, just take it slow, all right? Now, let's look at the difference between an and an or statement, all right? So up here, I feel as if everybody should be able to solve r plus 6 is less than negative 8. What do I do to both sides, guys? Minus 6. So now I have r is what? Very good. Thank you very much. R is less than negative 14. Now what do I do? That's right. Add 3, right? When I add 3, it says r is greater than negative, I think it's negative 7, right? Right? Yep. Negative 7. All right, it's okay. And like I said, I don't care about the mistake. I care that you know to correct it. Is everybody okay with that? All right, now let's do it on a number line. All right, so negative 14 is over here. Negative 7 is over here. If I'm less than negative 14, is it solid or open? Open, right? So we're doing an open circle. And then we go which direction? To the left. And for negative 7, it's what? Open circle going to the right. Yes, sir. Go. Remember, it has to do with if it's equal to or not. You with me on that? Remember that? All right. So if it's equal to, it's solid. If it doesn't have an equal to sign, it's open. All right. So this is an or statement. The reason it's an or is because I can't be on one side and the other. Does everybody understand that? I can't be less than negative 14 and greater than negative 7. Does that make sense? No numbers in both positions. That's why it has to be an or statement. All right? So or statements, 90% of the time, are going in the opposite direction. All right? And what that means is now for your interval notation, we would say from negative infinity to negative 14. Now, this requires 2. All right? This is referred to as a union symbol, which means just put them together. All right? That's kind of set theory, kind of, all right? But that's just the symbol for both of those solutions. U is usually means union. Put them together. All right? And then it would be from what? Yeah, I don't think that's that hard, guys. From negative 7 to infinity. I don't think that's that bad. Everybody happy about that? Yes, come on.
I still don't understand the union.
Put them together. That just means union.
Yeah, but what do you mean?
These are the answers. Your
Oh, okay,
answer.
yes.
All right. So here we go. Now I'm going to grab 3 and 4, and let's see what we can do on this one. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and solve number 3. What do we have to do first? Minus what? Minus 7. So here we go. 4a is greater than or equal to what? 24. So now a is what? Greater than or equal to 6. Okay, so now listen, guys. Here, I need your help. You gotta listen. All right, you gotta listen. Or this one's nice because it's already solved for us. Do we agree with that? All right, now like I said, you gotta pay attention to what I'm saying right now. All right, you can't miss it. Again, this is for most kids really hard. But if you understand what and means, and you understand what or means, it's very easy. If you don't know what the difference between and or, it's just impossible. All right? So let's make a number line now so I can show you. And this is what I was trying to tell you about absolutes. All right? There isn't really an absolute. It's not always this way. So we have 2 numbers. Here's a 5 here, and here is a 6 here. If I'm greater than or equal to 6, what kind of dot? Solid at 6. And I'm going in which direction? I'm going to the right. And then greater than 5 would be what? Open circle. And I'm also going to the what? And didn't I just say a minute ago, most of the time it would be going in the what? Same direction, right? So in this case, it's not going in opposite direction, it's going in the what? Same direction. So now I'm going to ask you a question, and if you're thinking, you'll be able to answer it. All right? Think about it. I'm getting ready. What number is greater than 5 or greater than 6? Let me say it one more time. What numbers are greater than 5 or greater than 6? Tell me. Yep, positive infinity. All right, but where would you start is the question. 6, 5, 5, 5, 6.1. What? 6. Okay, now, what do you think? Okay, good. Now let's watch. Watch. All right, I am going to put a dot on the number line, and you are going to tell me if it's true or not. Well, that's not very good. All right, here's a dot. Is this dot right here greater than 5?
No.
Is this greater than 5?
No.
Is it greater than 6?
No.
Is it greater than 5?
No.
Greater than 6?
No.
What about this point? Is it greater than 5? No. Is it greater than 6?
No.
Is this point greater than 5?
Yes.
So is that a answer? Why is that an answer?
Because it said or, so you can do 5 or 6.
That's exactly correct. Listen to what she just said. You can do either 5 or what? 6. Anything greater than 5 or greater than 6. Right? Do you hear me? Now, I'm going to slide it down. Is that greater than 6?
No.
But is it greater than 5?
Yes.
So that's an answer. Is that greater than 5?
Yes.
So is that an answer? Because it only has to be true for what? 1. Now, this point right there, is it greater than 5?
Yes.
Is it greater than or equal to 6?
Yes.
So is that a solution?
Yes.
Is this greater than 5?
Yes.
Is it greater than 6?
Yes.
So can an answer be true for one and not the other? Can it be true for both?
Yes.
Yes. So someone now, please try to tell me what the answer is in interval notation. Yes. 5 to what? Yes, sir. I'm very proud of you for that. 5 to infinity. All right, the answer is 5 to infinity. Now, I'm going to change one little thing, and I need everybody to pay attention. I'm going to change an or to an and. Now it has to be true for what? Both. So the correct answer now is going to be, well, 7 is definitely the correct. Anything what? 6 or more. If it's an and statement, it has to be true for both of them. So if it has to be true for both of them, now anything here is not an answer because it's only greater than what? It's only greater than 5. It's not greater than 6. So those aren't an answer now. Does everybody hear what I'm saying? And or. And it has to be true for both, or could be true for one, or the other, or both. That's the best way I can describe it. And I got plenty more. All right, so please pay attention. All right. So now, I'm just going to go ahead and erase this. All right. All right, super, super important. It's super important for your understanding of numbers. That's what I'm trying to tell some of you. Don't memorize what I'm saying. That's why I was getting sometimes upset with Grayson sometimes, because it seems like it's always wanting to know exactly how it's going to be for this situation. I don't like to do that. I want you to think and understand numbers. So if I ask you something that's not in the norm, you're able to figure it out. All right, that's the idea. All right, so let's look at question number 4. All right, now, first time you've ever seen this, so we're just going to go ahead and show you. All right, I want everybody to put above it, this is an and statement. Now, how did I know it's an and statement? Because I'm less than 7 and I'm what? Greater than 2. All right, now it doesn't say that, but let's watch. So, to solve this, I'm going to do -4, -4, -4. Come on now. I'm doing -4, now we've never done that before, so this is a new concept for you. All right? So now you're right. -2 less than or equal to g less than 3. Now what exactly does that mean? That literally means g is between what two numbers? That's literally what that means. I don't understand why people have trouble with that. So everybody understand, g is in the middle of what? -2 and 3. So the answer, brackets, -2 to 3. That's what that means. That means literally everything between -2 and 3. Do I include -2? Yes. Do I include 3? No. And the reason why it's no is because it's a parentheses. Or there is no equal to sign there. Is everybody okay with that? All right, guys. That's actually very hard. All right. So now what I want to do is, I don't really care about the word problem for now. All right. So I'm going to grab 6 and 7 and just, wait a minute. I'm going to go with 7 through 15 now. Let's try to do the odds. All right, here we go. Move them down. What? Oh, yeah. Sorry, thank you. So the number line here, very good. Thank you for the help on that. All right, it would be starting at -2, solid dot, 3, open dot, and then what? Everything in the middle. So it looked like that. All right, here we go, guys. Now let's jump down here to number 7. All right. So here we go, number 7. All right, so someone who's normally not so talkative, who I want to get better, all right, what do I do first? All right, what do I do first? Jack, what am I going to do first here?
I'm gonna subtract
That's right.
2.
So I get
You get n equal
less than or equal to what? Don't forget we're subtracting 2.
Oh, -7.
-7. And what am I going to do now?
N minus 4.
I'm on this one. Come on, Jack. I'm on this one. What do I do to solve that?
You do -6.
Yes.
So you got n is greater than or equal to -4.
Come on, man. It's not that hard. Right? It's not that hard. Pay attention. Come on. You can do this. Now write that down. Now we're going to graph because it's an and statement. All right, so here we go. Make my solid line. -12 is over here. -7 is over here. I'm greater than -12. So greater than or equal to, so it's solid. Going in this direction. Less than or equal to -7. Solid going in this direction. So it's everything between -12 and -7. Right? So if I have to put an interval notation, we would say from -12 to -7. What?
So I see you put -12 first. Does that matter?
Well, because -12 on a number line comes before -7. Don't worry, right? All right, here we go. Let's grab 9. Let's see if I'm teaching you anything. All right, here we go. Number 9. You want to give it a shot? What am I doing? Good job, kiddo. So T is what? Good.
And then you add 9, so the T is less than -1.
Beautiful. Make your number line.
Then you put -1 with a closed circle. Right?
There's no equal to. Well, it'd be helpful if you say 1. Now which direction?
Right.
Yes. What symbol?
Oh, so you
And don't forget, negative infinity is over here and infinity is over here. All right, Leighton, what's the interval notation here?
So the interval note, so it would be would it just
Where am I starting at?
start and guess negative.
You guessed correctly, and then we go to what?
Then go to
Look right here, Leighton, up on the board.
negative,
I'm going this way,
and then that's like
and then I stop at what?
-1.
Exactly. So, U for union, and then when do I pick up again?
At 1.
At 1, and go to where?
Infinity.
And go to infinity. That's exactly right. Aiden, you good with that or not? Good. We read numbers from what? Left to right. We start with the smallest answer and go to the largest answer. Again, very, very important. And I listen to me, I understand it's kind of hard. So I want you to ask me a question. What? We'll see. All right, anybody have any issues? All right, let me grab 11. Now 11 is an and statement. All right, because it's between what two numbers? It's between what two numbers? Well, no. I know what you're thinking, Justice. It's just between -3 and 18. Because remember, the first number less than 18 is in 17. All right, so what am I doing first? Go. Carter, what am I doing first? I don't think so.
Oh, no, I mean,
Minus 4. Now watch. Minus 4, minus 4, minus 4. Now what do you think I do? Tell him, Miss Hulsman. What do we do? What do I do then? No, what do I do? Yay, girl. Feels good, doesn't it? Divide by 7. Come on, that's a good job. Divide by 7. Because remember, we're still trying to isolate the variable. Carter, does that make sense? So now, -7 divided by 7 is -1, less than or equal to C, less than 2. So that literally means C is between what two numbers? Just means C is between -1 and 2. That's it. All right? So do I start with a bracket or with a parentheses? Bracket what? Comma, then parentheses. Exactly right. Yes, ma'am.
how do you know when to subtract by 4 like for 3 times?
Well, because listen to me. I want to try to show you something. This, I'm going to erase something, is really two equations. It's this equation, and then it is also this equation. It's just written twice. That's how we know. But more importantly, that was a good question. Anytime you see two inequalities, you got to do it to both sides. You hear me? That's just the way that's going to be set up. Good. Yeah, so the number line would be what?
So, -1.
Good. What kind of dot? Solid. Good. And then? You're between -1 and 2. That's right. So it'd be this way. And then at 2, there would be a what? Open circle. You hear me? Right? What?
Why did you do that?
Because C is between -1 and 2. Right, listen to me right here, guys. Learn, right? Read this now. Read this. What does that say? C is greater than -1. All right, that's what that means.
Oh, I see.
All right. Does that mean the bell's about to ring? Or you guys?
No, we're at like 7.
All right, so relax, guys. You guys are bouncing around like you're ready to go somewhere. All right, here we go. Ooh, go. Come on, quickly. I got to do 13.
So why are those connected? Because, I mean, I get they're both going the same way. But
No, I'm trying to tell you. Pay attention now. One more time. Listen, look up so I can show you exactly what I just said. Listen to me, please. You don't say -1 is less than or equal to C is less than 2. That doesn't make sense. You always read in terms of the variable. So I'm going to say it one more time. Look up here so I can show you. Ready? Read the variable first. What is that variable? Now, if I'm reading in this direction, that symbol is not a less than anymore. It's a what? Greater than. C is greater than -1. And then if you read it in this direction, you would say C is less than 2. That's important, important, important. You don't say -1 is less than or equal to C less than 2. You say C is between -1 and 2, which means C is greater than -1 and less than 2. That's how you're saying it. All right. Now let's grab 13 real quick. Come on, I'd like to get 13 and 15 done. More practice. Here we go. All right. So come on. What do I do first? Add 2. That's right. And now what? Yep. Divide by 4. Now we don't write it that way. We have to say the variable first. What's the variable then? There you go, man. It feels good to listen, so you know. So I'm trying to tell some of you. All right? Now, what do I do for the next one? Tell me. Go ahead, Ian. Yep, -5. So now I have, right. Uh-oh, now we have to be careful because,
You're dividing by negative.
so I do switch the signs. Nice work. So M is,
N is 6.
yes. All right, so this one, I'm just not a fan of some of the things they do. Right, I'm not arguing with you on this. All right, so this is what I was trying to tell you. What I'm telling you about, it would be impossible for me to give you every single different possible situation. That's why I keep trying to tell some of you guys, think about it. All right, think about it. It's an or statement, so it only has to be true for what? One of them. So if I tell you, give me every number that's less than or equal to 6, or give me every number that's greater than or equal to 6, you should be able to tell me confidently that what? It's every number. If you can be less than or equal to 6, or you can be greater than or equal to 6, you should be able to confidently say every number. You should be able to tell me every number. Now, Grayson, you understand what I'm telling you about earlier? We were talking about what happens if I do this, and what happens if I do this, and there's just so many different possibilities. I can't write them all out for you. Every problem you have to think about how the question is and what are they talking about as far as the relationship between the numbers. Come on now. So I want everybody to be able to say this is obviously all real numbers, or we would say from negative infinity to infinity. That's a very difficult concept. Very difficult. All right, those are the two ways that you write that. All right. Now let me check out 15. All right, let's check out 15. All right. So, Carly, what do I do first? Good. I'm going to subtract 5. So negative y is greater than or equal to what? 4. Now, what do I do to the signs? Switch them. So y less than or equal to negative 4. Come on now. Next thing I have to do is what? Somebody jump in. Ava, what? Yes, negative 9. 3y is less than negative 9. So now what? So y is less than negative 3. All right, come on, guys. So I have negative 4. I have negative 3. This is an or statement. Less than or equal to negative 4 would be a solid dot at negative 4 going to the left. Less than negative 3 would be an open going to the left. Okay, so now this one's harder because you got to determine, is it an and statement or an or statement? Is it an and or an or? Or, come on, everybody can read. So it's an or statement. So it must be true for just one of them. It must be true for just one of them. So who wants to give it a shot? What do you think the answer is, Ms. Hulsman? Yes. That would be the answer. Good job. The answer is either negative infinity to negative 4, or it's negative infinity to negative 3. Which one?
I put it to -5.
What is it?
-3.
Of course, it's to negative 3. Justice, I want you to try to explain why it is to negative 3.
Okay.
Loud and proud. Come on.
So if it's an or statement, it's so it's 3. Like there's you draw like a dot.
Yep.
There. And so if I put the dot at like -2, right before -3, then it's
Does that work?
no, not true. And
Not
then-
true, because it's not less than either one of them.
Yeah, no. Then you go to -3. Well, that means it's because it's an or statement. That means that well, not that one. You have to go one more
That's right.
to parentheses. That means it's true. It's an or statement. If it's an and statement, it has to be past the form.
Okay, so let's summarize. He's exactly correct. If I change this to an and, stop and listen, please. If I change this to an and statement, what numbers would be less than -4 and less than -3? Come on, Carter, you got to listen to me. Yes, but what I want you to say is everything less than what? -4, because -5 is not the first number less than -4. True? Hubble, stay with me for a second.
Do you have to put just one answer?
This is the answer right here. That is the answer. Now listen to me, guys. I prefer, listen. Hey, you're not listening. I want, what numbers, listen. I want you to repeat the problems we did and make sure you understand them. Is everybody hearing me? I don't want you doing the other problems. I just want you to repeat the problems we did to make sure you understand it, because I know it's kind of tricky. Is everybody hearing me?
Yes.
All right, please look over that information. Have a nice weekend. Stay out of trouble.
Right behind Mr.
Under these ones, when it's like the same way, you would